DJI Phantom 4 Preview. When DJI revealed the Phantom 4 drone last night in New York, we were expecting a refined design, better battery life, and maybe even a camera upgrade or two. We got all three, but it was the surprise extras that really turned heads. Now we've had time to see the new crash avoidance and automatic tracking systems in action. It's about time to bring you some early first impressions on what could turn out to be the best quadcopter out there. The Phantom 4 is an evolution of the Phantom 3, and from the outside it might be difficult for a drone novice to tell them apart. The matte white plastic has been swapped out for a glossy finish, with the body and landing gear slimmed down to cut a better line through the air, but otherwise the basic design hasn't changed. The camera gimbal is supported on both sides now, rather than just one, and a lot of the mechanism has been moved inside the drone body, which again helps with the aerodynamics. Exposing the motors gives it a more aggressive look, but also makes room for the activity LEDs to sit underneath them. This will let experienced pilots get that little bit closer to walls and obstacles when flying in low light. Even the landing gear has been redesigned, with longer, thicker legs that should mean safer landings even if it's windy. The 4K camera on the Phantom 3 could produce some incredible-looking video, so it's not a massive surprise that DJI hasn't messed with the formula. The sensor stays the same for the Phantom 4, just with a few little tweaks. The lens has been upgraded for sharper pictures, particularly at the edges of your shots, and for less distortion. DJI's demo footage looked great, but we'll need to see a video side by side with the Phantom 3 to see if the differences are easy to spot. You'll be able to shoot 1080p at 120 fps for the first time, which should make for some cool slow-mo shots, but 4K recording is still stuck at 30 fps. A boost to 60 fps would have been ace, but seeing as the top-end Inspire doesn't even do that yet, it's not a surprise to see it missing here. Even better, the Phantom can do all this while keeping an eye out for obstacles, keeping you from crashing your ultra-expensive drone because you were too busy following the action on the ground. 2 cameras on the front and 2 on the bottom of the drone create a 3D model of the world around it. With the electronic brain inside searching for trees, walls, and any other barriers that would otherwise bring it down. Try to drive the Phantom 4 into a wall and it'll automatically slam on the brakes. Aim it at a building, and it'll go above or around it before returning to its original trajectory. If the 3D model can't find a way around, it'll just hover in place until you take control again. This safety net will be perfect for novice pilots, but it gets even easier. Tap Fly is the second new flight mode, which ditches the twin-stick controller in favor of touchscreen controls. Tap a button to take off, set the maximum distance you want it to fly away from you, and the Phantom 4 will move towards the horizon. You can tap anywhere on the live video feed and the drone will change direction. You'll get through batteries a lot faster in sport mode, so beginner pilots should stick to normal mode to stay up in the air longer. DJI has boosted flight time to 28 minutes, up from 23 in the Phantom 3, but has used a larger battery to do it. That means any spare batteries you've got for an existing Phantom are pretty much useless.